first of all, thank you so much for joining me for our 4-week MAT program. I'm stoked. Obviously, I've got a major passion for Pilates, so I really can't wait to share it with you all. We're just going to start in a nice seated position from here. Crisscross with the legs, or you're welcome to go knees bent, feet flat out in front of you. But think about stacking the top of the head through your tailbone and really just sitting up tall. Hands are going to go on the knees, showing a tiny bit of pressure. And we're going to start by dropping your ear down to your shoulder. Doesn't matter which side. I want you to notice how it feels to this opposite side of the neck. And then maybe taking your hand down to your mat, finding a little pressure on that mat to deepen that stretch. Anytime we move with the neck, we want it to be a gentle movement. So release that tension, hand back to the knee, come through the center. Let's drop the head to the other side. This is a lot tighter for me on this side. Bring the hand down to the mat from there. Breathe into it. Exhale, release a little bit more tension. And then gently take that hand back on, restack that spine. From here, I want you to think about pulling on the knees. You're going to keep your hip bones heavy as you start to round the low back away from your knees. Think about rolling the shoulders forward. Give yourself a moment to go into that forward flexion. And then gently restack from there. And then you're just going to think about pressing the knees down. Let the gaze go up towards the ceiling. Let the chin lift. Let your throat open. Be a little bit more open and proud through the chest, getting into that mid back area, and then gently start to restack, and then you'll nod the head last. Arms are going to come to a T. We're going to rotate over towards your left side. Take that right hand to the left knee, plant it there, take the left hand behind you, and then you're going to twist through the spine from there. Release, come back up through the center, T through the center, left hand to that right knee, and think about twisting from there. You may feel a little movement through the spine, little crackle, snap, pop. That's pretty normal. Release, arms out, bring the arm up to the ear, and then lateral movement through the spine. I want you to think about reaching up and over, all the way up, and then bring that hand right back down. Reaching, think about plugging in the bicep towards the ear, restack through the center. And then from here, we will go ahead and lie down. We are going to start with a little bit of breath work. So Pilates is a big time on breath, y'all. So I want you to lie all the way down. Your knees are bent and your feet are flat. One hand is going to go on the belly. One hand is going to go on the chest. Give yourself a minute to just sigh out. And then I want you to kind of settle everything down. And then we're going to go for some really big breaths. Your inhale is going to come in through the nose. And then exhale out of the mouth. Inhale comes back in through the nose. How much breath can you get in the chest? See, my chest is lifting up. And then with that exhale, sigh it out like you're fogging up a mirror. And then you're going to write your name in it. One more round. Think about pulling the core in with your exhale. Exhale, come all the way around the chest. Exhale. Get the breath out even further than you feel like you need to. And then we're going to release. Let yourself be a little bit more heavy. Hands are going to come down by the side. We're going to find what we call in Pilates our neutral pelvis, where you've got your hip bones and the pubic bone in the same plane. So a little triangle. I like to imagine a little bowl of water. If you had that tiny bowl of water, your neutral position with the pelvis is not going to tilt that little bowl. It's not going to spill towards the ribs. It's not going to spill towards the hips, and it's not going to drop from side to side. What we want to do to find that true neutral position is we're going to go into our pelvic tilts. I'm going to have you start by thinking about girl out on a Saturday night. That girl is trying to show herself off. She's going to pop that booty out, let your tailbone drop. You see that I've got some space here between the back ribs and the mat. And then I want you to start to slowly let the hips be heavy. And then you're going to go in the opposite movement. So like you're trying to tuck yourself under, press your mid back flat. And then inhale, go back to that exaggerated tilt. So again, think about sticking out. There's probably a flare and poking with the ribs. And then gently start to release that tension. Notice your neutral through the center, and then go to that pelvic curl. Think about tilting the tailbone up and away towards the knees. We've got 2 more here. Gently just rocking down And then see if you can grab less with the booty as you go to that curl. So think I'm just shifting my pelvis here, bringing the hip bones towards the ribs. And then let's release, find that neutral position with the spine. We're going to go into a lot of work through the core today. I want us to focus on breath with our core work. We're also going to focus on kind of how we set things up so we don't feel tension through the head and the neck. This is going to feel so simple, but again, we want to turn on the back of the neck. So all we're going to do here is a head nod. I want you to take an inhale to prepare, fill up the chest with your breath. Exhale, all you're going to do is nod and drop your chin down towards your chest like you're trying to give yourself a whole bunch of double chins here. It feels really weird and crazy, but you should feel the back of the neck turn on. Your gaze is going to be kind of right there at the chest and the knees. And then inhale, just release and feel your gaze go back up. We're going to go for 2 more just like that. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to nod. Bring the back of the neck on, and then inhale, release. Just 1 more here. Go ahead and drop the chin down, gaze towards the knees, and then release. And then the next time we go into that nod, we're going to add a curl. So let's bring our arms up and let the shoulder blades just be heavy down the back, reaching the fingertips above us. You're going to nod, go into that curl. After you've got your nod, come here, take your gaze straight ahead like you've got laser beams through the thighs. Think about the ribs and the hips connecting more, and then inhale, lower right back down. Again, we nod the chin to the chest, and then you peel up. Exhale, we lift, coming just to the tips of the shoulder blades. So we don't want to think lift way up. We want to stop here. And can we bring this connection closer? Inhale, right back down. 1 more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, nod, curl it up. And then right back down. Last little Pilates fundamental we're going to go into today is just going to be this little knee pressure situation. So you're going to bring one leg up to what we call our tabletop position. If this is starting to give you tension here, you can always raise your heel higher, think drafting table. And I want you to take your hand to your thigh. From there, take an inhale to prepare. Take all that breath into the ribs. And then with that heavy exhale, press the hand into the thigh, press the thigh back into the hand. We should feel that fire right through there. Inhale to release, regain that breath. Take more press with the hand, more press with the core. Try to get into our low, 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 deep abs. 1 more inhale to release, exhale, press. And we'll switch it to the other side. Left leg is going to come to that tabletop position. Take the left hand to the thigh. Inhale, prepares you. Exhale, find that pressure. And then inhale, take that breath back in. Exhale, heavy, heavy, heavy. Inhale, releases. We've got 1 more from here. Holding that neutral position with the pelvis that we found earlier, I want you to pick your other leg up. We've got a nice soft point through the feet. So if you feel that big lift here with the ribs, reconnect, anchor the back of the ribs down. From here, arms come up. We're going to keep our head down to start. We're going to go into our Pilates 100 beats. So it's 100 beats of breath, 5 seconds to pull that breath in through the nose, 5 seconds to go out, and we pump the arms down by this side. So you take the arms down, hover them above your mat, and you're going to pump as you inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 30. Let's add the lift of the head, neck, and chest as we get to 40. So nod and lift. And we inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Halfway there. Inhale. Can you come a little higher to the tips of the shoulder blades? We exhale, 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 exhale. Inhale. Pull it in, heavy. Exhale. Send it out, out, out. We're not going to give a full round. Let's go for 1 more. Let's go in and in and in. Extend the legs out. Send it out and out and out and out. And you'll slowly lower the legs all the way down. Embrace those shakes. Very good. And then from here, we're going to bring ourselves to a seated position. Bring yourself back just a tad. Hands are going to come back behind the thighs. Again, we're sitting up nice and tall here. We're going to get back into that little pelvic curl that we did laying down. So on our back, we call that a pelvic curl. And in the seated position, we call that the C curve. So with our C curve, what we're not going to do is roll those shoulders way forward. We're going to keep the shoulders open, stacked, lifted, and proud. And then again, it's just that little tilt with just the tailbone. So you see how I go into that. It's like the back of my pants have already come back, but all I've done is moved through my pelvis. And then bring yourself back up, sitting high on those heavy bony landmarks, those sitting bones, and then curl yourself halfway back. Arms are going to straighten slightly, slight bend with the elbow, though still, and then bring yourself back up. We've got one more just like that. Let's inhale to prepare. Exhale, roll it back. We should feel that engagement through the core. From here, I want you to take one hand out in front and one, get both hands out there. Make sure that your shoulder blades are still down your back. This is going to be our half roll back position. You're in a little balance point here. If I told you to take one leg up, you probably could, even if you needed to grab behind the thigh, and then you could grab the other as well. Let's go ahead, reconnect both feet back down. From here, we're going to lie all the way down on our back. Feet are going to go all the way out to the width of your mat. To get down, we're going to start up. Arms in front of you. Stack that spine up. And again, heavy those sits bones. We just did those half rollbacks for a reason. We're going to add them in here. So I want you to go into that tilt. And then exhale, let's start to slowly roll yourself back. Your heels are going to drag along with you. Go slow and steady. Feel that massage to the spine. Once the shoulders and the neck and the head hit, arms go overhead, but try not to lose the connection between the ribs and the hips. Take an inhale to prepare at the bottom. Bring the arms back up. Go into that curl. Nod the chin to the chest. You're going to take your gaze towards your thighs. You're going to start that exhale to bring you up. Nice and slow. At the top, we reach for the toes. Give ourselves a nice stretch forward. Inhale to restack yourself at the top. Exhale, we peel and melt and roll yourself down. I've been doing this for a long time. So if you feel like there is no way in the world I'm going to roll up, totally normal. Like there's a lot of people who have been doing Pilates 30, 40 years, still have a hard time with this. If that's the case, dig your heels down and bend your knees. And then we'll take that inhale to prepare, exhale. Feel like you'll just grab behind the thighs, give yourself that little tug, start to slide the legs out and then reach towards the toes. Find that nice release and stretch, restack back up nice and tall. Slide the hips away from the back ribs as we roll it down, 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 down. Let the head be heavy once you hit the mat. Nod that chin towards the chest. Exhale brings you up. And then restack right back up. And then we roll down, 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 down. Beautiful. That's your roll up. So again, it's a little easier to roll down than roll up. We started in that up position. We're going to go into what we call our stomach series, or our series of 5. So we're going to go for 8 rounds of each exercise. We'll get a quick breather in between each. It's going to be a lot of that curl with the head and the neck. If you start to fatigue and feel icky in the head and neck, press your head down, keep going with the low body. Now have you bring both hands, right knee's coming in. So kind of pull yourself in. Let's get some energy with the shoulders and the chest. Soft point through both toes. Hover that left leg off the mat. You're looking at those left toes in front of you, and you're going to inhale and pull the left leg in, right leg goes out, and switch, and switch. So it's an inhale, inhale, exhale, and exhale. Make sure the back of the neck is turned on. We pull, and 3, 3, 2, and 2. Y'all are doing great. One more on both sides. Reconnect, rest down. Let's take one full breath. Give yourself a minute. Roll through the spine if that feels good. This time we come to tabletop to start. Then I'm gonna have you pull your knees in. You'll peel up from there. So I want you to think about being in this little ball-shaped positions. Again, soft point with the toes. You're gonna lift a little higher. And then from there, both legs reach and stretch together. Inhale, take everything long. Exhale, bring everything back together. We inhale, take it out. Exhale, pull it in. 3, bring it in. 4, halfway through. Can you come a little higher? Find more of that connection between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips. We've got 2. Last one. Give yourself a little hug. Roll through the spine if that feels good. And then we'll rest down from there. Quick break, quick breather. We're gonna go on our scissor kicks next. So what I want you to do is just stretch out through the hamstrings first. We're going to bring your right leg, take the hands behind the back of the thigh. You're gonna kick that right leg up, feel that energy through the back of the knee and the thigh, and then release. We've got just 2 more. Reach and stretch it up, bend and drop it down. Next time it's up, maybe see if you can walk your hands a little further up, maybe towards the calf, but keep the head rested. I want you to flex the foot. Ooh, nice stretch. And point. So the more you flex and pull the toes towards the nose, the deeper you're going to feel that stretch all the way down the leg. We're going to point and flex here 2 more times. Hold that flex, settle into that stretch. Can you pull that leg a little further in? And then we're going to switch to the center, starting with that knee bent. And we're just going to keep that point straight and keep the leg up. And then drop right back down. Straighten and kick it up. Bend and release. Try to get a little more stretch each time. So maybe pull that thigh a little closer in. We hold here and we start that point and flex. Let yourself notice if you've got one side that feels tighter and needs a little bit more of that release than the other. Hold that flex from here. Again, if you want to walk your hands higher, walk the hands higher. Beautiful. From here, we're going to walk the hands up. See if you can yearn for the calf towards the ankle. From there, again, we hover that leg up. Let it be light off of that mat. And we go pull, pull, switch, pull, pull, switch. Inhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, exhale, switch. Two more on both sides. And then again, from there, we take a quick pause, quick rest, allow for that release through the head and the neck. We're gonna go into your double leg lower and lift. I'm gonna cue this stay with your head all the way down. Let's make a tiny little pillow with your hands below your sacrum. So a little bit below the top of your pants. You're gonna bring your legs to that tabletop position. And then I want you to bring your legs up. Soft point, let's squeeze the heels together, turn the toes out. You're gonna take an inhale. Think about grounding them back down into the mat and then drop the legs down. Start that exhale. Get up and out of it. Inhale goes down. Exhale, we bring it up. Inhale down. Watch that flare of the ribs, that lift of the low ribs. We go inhale down, exhale up. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Pull the knees in. Quick pause. We're going to go into our crisscross, getting into the obliques from here, getting a little more rotation through the spine. So again, legs to that tabletop position. Hands are going to come behind the head. I want your hands to be a pillow. Head is heavy in the hand. So don't think that you're pulling the neck. You're letting the head be heavy, but you've got that curl. You're going to start with just the upper body first. So I'm going to have you twist up and over with that left elbow towards the right knee. And then reconnect with the shoulder blades, right elbow to the left knee. You can hear the quiver in my voice already. Come through the center, and then we switch. And then heavy through the center, and switch. One more here on both sides with just the upper body. And then we're gonna add an extension of the opposite leg. So without pulling that right knee way in. Let's come out with the left leg and think about reaching that left elbow to the right baby toe. Come through the center. We switch, go to the other side, yearning for higher lift, 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 and switch. We've got 4 and 4, 3, 3, 2 more on both sides. Last one here. And then we release. Perfect. Give yourself a quick reset. Make sure that you've got a little space behind you on the mat. We're going to go into rolling like a ball. We're going to start this at our low point. Hands behind the thighs. Just let the heels be heavy. And we want some energy. Think press the back of the thighs into the hand, press the hands into the thighs. You should see some engagement through my shoulders and chest. And we're going to take a breath here to get our core re-engaged. Inhale, come into the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Inhale one more time. And what I want you to do is press the hands into the thighs, press the thighs forward, not the chin, and see if you can bring yourself up to that balance point. So you've got a little space between your thigh and your belly. Try to keep that same amount of space. And I want you to inhale, take yourself back. And then exhale, bring yourself back up. So you're coming just to the tips of the shoulder blades. Inhale brings you back, exhale brings you up. Think about all that energy through the low body, helping you to come up and down. If you didn't have your core engaged, you probably couldn't get up. And then let's pause at the top. So that's kind of that prep movement. From here, we're going to go into a little bit more of that full range. So with our big rolling like a ball, we are going to find that balance point again. So make sure you've got some space behind you. Pick one leg up and then the other. Now we're going to bring the hands around. I want you to grab at your wrist. Doesn't matter which one. And then again, you see how I can kind of curve into the spine. We want to try to keep the shoulder blades down. Keep the same amount of space between the belly and the thighs. Take that breath to prepare. Use that exhale to engage through the core. Keep that same amount of tension. Now it's the shins pressing into the forearms. Inhale is going to take you back. Exhale is going to bring you up. There we go. Use a little momentum, but don't move the pelvis. Shift it back and forth. It's staying in that curved position, shoulders open and proud. Exhale brings you up. Use that momentum to your advantage. Inhale takes you back. Exhale brings you up. We've got 2 more. Take it back. Exhale, bring it up. Coming just to the shoulder blades, not to the head. Beautiful. And from there, we're going to lower all the way down. And I want you to find a really strong V position with the feet. So heels are together, big toes are turned out, and then squeeze the heels together. What we want to do is power up, ignite the inner thighs, and turn on the outside of the hip and thigh area. So you've got a lot of energy here. Again, back of the ribs heavy, trying to work in that position where your bowl of water on your belly button doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't shift and rock. From there, we're going to start with our right foot. You're going to sweep it up, just like we did in scissors. But working now here, pin the shoulders back, keep everything anchored onto the mat except for this right leg. You're going to inhale at the top, heel, knee, toes right above that hip bone. You're going to start to come in towards the left, lower down. Exhale, bring it up and around. Inhale, stop at the top. We're completing that circle. It's an exhale to lower down. Bring it up and around. Inhale brings you down. Exhale brings you back up and around. We've got 2 more in this direction. Exhale, bring it down, up and around, trying to keep the hips even and heavy. Last one here. Exhale, bring it up. Pause at the top. Inhale, take that breath back in, then exhale. We lower down, up and around from there. Inhale is going to take you over. And then stop on that dime. And then we're going to go down, up and around. We've got 2 more. Imagine you're tracing your foot around a big cheese pizza. Bring it up. Last one here. Maybe you add some pepperoni. Pause. Switch. Re-anchor that right leg. Point through the left foot. From there, again, get yourself reorganized. Take that inhale at the top. We've got energy all the way through that leg. You come in towards the belly button first. So exhale, lower you down, out and around, up and over towards the left. We go down to the right first. Bring it up. And then we lower down. Holding that leg up is work. We've got our core helping to help stabilize and engage. We've got one more here before we reverse it. Pause at the top. From there, let's inhale, regather our core strength. Exhale, down and up and around. Inhale is going to take you down, squeeze up and around with that exhale. We've got 3, 2, +1. Beautiful. Let that left leg hit the mat. From here, I want us to roll ourselves up to that seated position. Scoot yourself back just a hair, slide your feet a little bit wider. And from here, if you need to readjust your pants, those mats can kind of pull them down. You can sit nice and heavy on the sits bones. Soft bend through the knee here if you feel like you're getting a little bit into those hip flexors. Your hands are going to come down, spine stretch. So we start up tall, and what we want to do is keep those shoulder blades down on your back ribs. You can let your shoulders start to lift once you stretch forward, but we don't want to be reaching, and that's the only reason we're coming forward. We want to keep down and back, hands to the mat. Inhale takes you to that preparation. Exhale. Think about pulling the belly button away from your mat as you reach and stretch. And then there, I'll let myself go for a little bit more of that reach. Inhale, restack back up nice and tall. We've got 4 more. Exhale. And then inhale right back up. And pull your belly button away from your shirt, round through this area of the spine, curve, 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 curve without dumping down into the thighs, reaching towards your toes. Inhale, take you back up. So again, the name of the exercise is spine stretch. We want to get as much of that stretch as we can. Keep the shoulder blades down. And then once you get to the range where you're almost full, go a little bit further, reach a little more with those fingertips. And then inhale, bring yourself right back up. Perfect. Grab a sip of water, take a quick breather. I like to take a little bit of that butterfly stretch here. We're going to get back into a balance point position, okay? Hold myself to the side so we can feel a little bit better. So then we are going to go to that same balance point we've been at. This is our open leg rocker rep. This is an exercise I have been having y'all the hardest time with. All right. So we go to that little curve, but we don't pull the shoulders forward. And I want you to bring one leg up and then the other leg's going up. So you're in this wide position. It's like you went from spine stretch and then you just pick the legs up. And again, you can see I've got some energy here. So I'm not just holding my legs. I'm engaged with the chest. I'm open with the chest. The shoulders are down the back. Again, I've got some energy with the thighs. I've got that soft point with the feet. From here, I want you just to kick that right leg up and then bend and let it hang back down. And then left leg up and then pull back down. And then again with the right side, switch, left, and switch. Check back in. Can you pull your belly button away from your shirt a little bit more? One more on the right, one more on the left. And then what I want you to do is see, can you take your right hand from the thigh to your ankle and then straighten from there? So again, a lot of energy with the arm. And then let's drop back down. And then left ankle and left hand connect. Find that work. Bend and drop right back down. And then we're going to see, can you take that right hand and the left hand, and then can you straighten out from there? Find that balance point, full body engagement, and then bend the knees. Let's tap right back down. Beautiful. That is tough. We'll continue prepping that and progressing that over the next couple of weeks. We're going to go into our corkscrew. Settle back down, arms down by the side. We're going to bring one leg up and then the other. Imagine that I saran wrapped your legs or gave you a little mermaid tail. And again, we want to find that Pilates V position, soft point with the toes. Toes are separated just slightly. And then from here, again, heavy the shoulders down the back. You're going to take an inhale. You keep your hips still and heavy, but think about tipping your legs over to the right. And then with your exhale, I want you to lower down, cube up and around, and up on the left side, restacking. And then you're going to bring the legs over to the left, exhale, lower down, up and around. That's one set. We've got two more. So we go down to the right. Try not to shift and shake and shimmy the pelvis up and over on the left. And then inhale to prepare, exhale down, scoop it up and around. One more in both directions. Lower down, 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 down. Bring it up, stop on that dime. Inhale to prepare, exhale brings you down, 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 up and around. And then we take a little breather from there. We're gonna go into saw. I'm gonna turn to face you all again. So we've got a really nice wide position with the feet. We're externally rotated. I've got a really strong pull back toes towards the knees and toes, energized all the way from the heels up to the thighs. And again, I'm sitting up as tall as I can here. Your arms come out to this T position. From there, just like when we were in our crisscross, I'm gonna have you rotate. So the hips stay still, from the hip bones and higher, rotate. Once you get to your full range, you're gonna think pinky to that baby toe. You're gonna reach forward, you're gonna saw it off and go 2, 1, up through the center. Find that T. Keep that left hip as heavy and grounded as you can. Rotate to the right. And then from there, you twist and you saw 1, 2, 3. We inhale through the center. Exhale. Twist through the spine, reach pinky toe, pinky toe, pinky toe. Up through the center. And then we reach towards that right pinky toe, pinky toe, pinky toe. We've got one more on both sides. Focus on that breath. Take your gaze back. I want you to flip that back hand and then up through the center. And then reach and stretch. Flip that back right hand. Reaching, reaching, reaching. Opposition in both directions. Reset through the center. From here, onto the belly. First one. I'm going to have you bring your hands on either side of the shoulders, and I want you to rest your head down. Think about bringing the heels closer together, but give yourself a moment to just release. I want no tension through the thighs. You're going to tuck your elbows into your ribs, and you're lifting first with your head. Take your gaze towards the end of the mat. From there, you feel some movement with the neck, and then I want you to lift with the shoulders. And then think about sliding the shoulder blades up and lifting to your full range and extension. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of the body as well. And then you're going to roll back down. Let the head rest at the bottom. We've got 4 more just like that. So I want you to lift, bring yourself up, take your gaze up, maybe towards the top corner of the ceiling, and then all the way back down. And then inhale is going to take you up, and slide the shoulder blades down. And then all the way back. 2 more here. Can you go a little higher? If you have any tension through the low back, think about pressing the hips down without clenching the booty. That's gonna bring that belly button up and away. Get a little bit more into that thoracic spine. Last one here, do it on your own time. And then we're gonna come down, elbows below the shoulders. We're in this nice long line. We're gonna keep ourselves lifted and proud. Gaze is gonna just go straight out from the body. And then to get the legs engaged, I want you to press the feet down. So soft point, press the feet down, lift the knees up. And then from there, you're gonna hover the legs, feel that engagement where the booty and the thigh meet. And I'm gonna have you go for single leg kicks. So I'm very engaged full body here. I'm gonna have you exhale, kick, kick, right leg in, straighten back out, and then kick, kick with the left, and kick, 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 kick. So that non-kicking leg stays super energized. We go for 3. 2 more on both sides. Last one. Extend the legs back and rest, rest, rest. And then go ahead and come all the way down. We're coming onto your back. Find that shoulder bridge position. Let the head be heavy, let the shoulders be heavy away from the ears. Knees are bent and feet are flat. My hands can just rest on either side of the hips and pull your heels just so that they feel like they're stacked underneath the knees. Back to that pelvic position. So this time I want you to think spill the bowl of water that's imaginary on the belly button. We're going to go into that curl that's going to spill the bowl towards the ribs and towards your chin and chest. So again, it's that lift of the hips without squeezing through the glutes. From there, you're going to continue that roll, peeling each bone off of the mat. Go into your lifted position, hold at the top, and then melt the spine down from there. So getting some work through the back of the leg and the back, but let this feel good because you've got that articulation. Sliding up bone by bone. Exhale, lower yourself down. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale takes you down. And then find that neutral again. If you need to go into a couple more of those pelvic tilts, then we will. Let the hips be heavy. From there, we're going to move both hips as one unit. So this is going to be that even neutral position with the pelvis. This is just our hinge flat back bridge. So you're just going to bring the hips up and then drop back down. We've got two more here. So think about if I had a nickel at my knee, it would just roll straight down towards the ribs. Exhale down. Inhale, come up. Exhale down. And then we're going to go into our articulation up and then flat back down. And then roll through the spine. Let it feel like a massage on the way up and drop it back down. Last one here. You tilt, roll, bring yourself up and then drop right back down. Perfect. And we release from there. Bring yourself to a seated position. Take a quick sip of water. I need to readjust my hair. And then from here, we're going to go into our side body work, which is super fun. So you're going to lay down on your mat and let your head rest in your hand. You're in one long line to start. And I'm actually going to get my water bowl out of the way. So I'm going to kick it. So from here, you're going to bring both feet towards the front corner of the mat. And again, I want you to find what's your neutral on the side. So we typically let this top hip pull up, the other one sinks down. Your ankles don't quite touch. Get your ankles to touch and then find that Pilates position with the feet, nice soft point. And you're gonna lift that leg up. Inhale, you're gonna sweep it forward. Exhale, you're gonna sweep it back. Inhale brings that leg forward like it's resting on a tabletop, but it's not, it's your legs doing the work. Sweep it forward with that inhale, exhale, bring it back. Inhale forward, exhale back, check in. Do we still have that slight turn out so that our hip bone can move more freely through that ball and socket joint in the hip? Last one here. Forward, sweep it back, and then bring the heel, let them kiss and connect. And then from here, it's a point to lift, a flex to lower. And we point the toes to lift, inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, flex. We've got one more inhale up. Exhale, flex, pull it down. Now we reverse. Flex brings you up. Point brings you down. Flex it up. Point it down. Last one here. And then we hold that flex. Make sure we're still on that rotation. We're going to go into passe. So what I'm going to have you do is draw your big toe up the leg to the knee. You're in this nice big point. You straighten up, flex the foot, drag that heel back down. Inhale, draws that leg in. Reach and stretch, exhale, lower down. We've got two more here. Draw it up, straighten, flex the foot, drop back down. Last one in this direction. And then we reverse. Flex the foot, we lift it up. We reverse, bend the knee, point the toe. Let that toe connect with the inside of the knee, slide it down. Flex again, lift it up. Bend, drop, lower down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, bend, drop, lower down. And then we go up, bend, drop to tap, slide. Bring that top leg right in front of the leg. Nice point. We go circles forward, 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 back, 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 back. Slide it back behind. We go forward, 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 forward. We go back, 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 and back. And that's all we need on this side. Let's come back onto the belly. Hands are going to go right below the head. Make yourself a little cushion. We're not going to lift the upper body at all. Again, we're going to find that same energy that we had when we were in our swan. Heels are going to come together. We're going to lift up and we're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 10. Quick heel beats. Inhale, 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 exhale, 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 exhale. And then go ahead, release, come all the way down. Slide yourself back onto your heels. Find that nice release, that nice stretch from there. And then we'll do the other side next.